Hey, what is up? How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Recorded a lot of episodes of the podcast today, so not going to be on for long. I always say that, but they're not going to be on for long. But just under the wire, I made my post for today because we're supposed to be streaming every single day. So made it, just made it. So yeah, hope everyone's doing well. I don't know how many of y'all have been on Twitter and seen the firestorm that's been happening. Well, it's not a firestorm; it's an exaggeration, but another minor controversy with Kamala Harris, along the lines of the old Kamala Harris rap genius hashtag, where she was caught lying about what rap she was listening to, um, and it ties into the title of this episode, "Let Freedom Wing," where basically she told a story that was very questionable. And this is interesting. This is one of those things. Usually Twitter finds things right away, but this was like a weird confluence of events that made this into a story, and several things had to happen at the right time for this to happen the way it did. But what happened was very interesting. She did a story in Elle magazine. There was a story in Elle magazine, um, and the story was by a woman named Ashley C. Ford. Ashley C. Ford, if you have seen like the Black modern media, she's um, she's part of the Wakandan media, where she does a lot of that blue check black writing and everything. She's part of that black creative scene. In the meantime, how is everybody? I see like nothing's happening in the chat. Usually people start chatting by now. But anyway, what happened with her is she shows up, does this story. It's in October of 2020, and it's a profile on Kamala Harris. It looks like something that they had sitting in the drawer and we're waiting to see if she won. So the story goes like this. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Kamala Harris is our new vice president elect. The woman who will become vice president on the fight for justice and freedom she's been waging since birth, by Ashley C. Ford. Ashley C. Ford has done a lot of writing. She's a journalist, but she's also like one of these social justice influencers in that you see her a lot. You see her a lot. She's described as an American writer, a podcaster, and an educator who deals with topics including race, sexuality, and body image. She's the host of podcast 112 BK and was a senior features writer at Refinery 29. Forbes magazine named her one of the 30 under 30 in media. The most recent thing I've encountered her doing is the Lovecraft Country official podcast. She was hosting that podcast alongside one of the writers of the show. But she wrote this profile, and the first paragraph of it is crazy. And before we get to the first paragraph, just quick house cleaning. Oh, thank you for the donation, Phil Winter. Much appreciated. Hey, Labin Dad, Luxor. Hey, Lamin Sane, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's good. Oh, damn, a lot of people popped up in here today. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, house cleaning stuff that we got to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're up in here, by all means, please like, please comment, please share, subscribe. We're streaming every day. We're trying to get to 10,000 followers across YouTube and Twitch in 2021. So it really helps if you like and comment and subscribe because it helps the algorithm, and share with people that you know that would enjoy this, or even people that you know that would hate this. I don't care if we get hate watchers, just um, share it. That does a lot. If you like Twitch better, if you're on YouTube and you like Twitch better, check us out at twitch.tv, Champagne Sharks. Support us at patreon.com/Champagne Sharks, where you'll hear all our back episodes, voice and chat server, at Discord. And if you join and become a patron and get all the bonus episodes, over 200, but you also get to join our Discord, and we'll invite you to the new voice social media app Clubhouse, where we do weekly Q&As and chop it up with listeners over in Clubhouse too. So there's a lot of cool things you get from becoming a patron. And finally, you can support the show by hitting the super chat if you enjoy the stream. That's that $ in the corner. Phil Winter has already donated. Thank you. It's always appreciated. So hit that super chat if you enjoy the stream. You can hit us on PayPal at champagnesharks@gmail.com. And finally, you can Venmo or Cash App us at Champagne Sharks. So those are the choices. I'm going to leave those streaming at the bottom. But this is what happened. Somebody noted this paragraph. Somebody must have been rereading this by Ashley C. Ford, this profile. And the first paragraph was, on November 7th, actually, this is the introduction. So this was clearly like sitting in a folder or something. And then after the election, they published it. So this was added to it in italics, but this is not really part of the article. On November 7th, news organizations announced that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won the 2020 presidential election. Senator Harris is officially the next vice president of the United States, cementing her place as the first woman, the first Black woman, the first Indian American, South Asian, and Asian American person to hold the position. Below, an interview conducted with Vice President-elect Harris before the election. So it's dated October 6th. They seem to have released it, or at least edited it, after the election. So the title now says our new Vice President-elect, but it was actually done before the election, which kind of adds to my theory that maybe they just kept this around and were waiting to see if she won. But here's the first paragraph. Senator Kamala Harris started her life's work young. She laughs from the gut the way you would with family, as she remembers being wheeled through an Oakland, California civil rights march in a stroller with no straps with her parents and her uncle. At some point, she fell from the stroller. Few safety regulations existed for children's equipment back then, and the adults, caught up in the rapture of protest, just kept on marching. By the time they noticed little Kamala was gone and doubled back, she was understandably upset. My mother tells the story about how I'm fussing, Harris says, and she's like, baby, what do you want? What do you need? And I just looked at her and said, Fweedom, like Fweedom. So that's her story. She said, I want Fweedom. Hey, BL, how's it going? Hey, Dee. Hey, Jeremiah. What's up, David Gonzalez? How's everyone doing? Yeah, so she wanted Fweedom. Now, this story sounds like, fake as hell. So everybody was clowning it today. And it is what it is. Everybody was clowning it. But what was really, really interesting is, as everyone was clowning it, because I have like fake, it sounded like the precocious toddler who wanted Fweedom. Andre Domis, friend of the show, retweeted that finding, and one of his followers noticed something that was pretty interesting. One of his followers noticed this. So it turns out Kamala Harris lifted her Fweedom story from a 1965 Playboy interview with Martin Luther King by Alex Haley. Much thanks to Engels Freddy for spotting the similarity. So this is the paragraph from Martin Luther King's speech. I will never forget in Birmingham when a white policeman accosted a little Negro girl, 7 or 8 years old, who was walking in a demonstration with her mother. What do you want? The policeman asked her gruffly, and the little girl looked him straight in the eye and answered, Feed him. She couldn't even pronounce it, but she knew. It was beautiful. Many times when I have been in sorely trying situations, the memory of that little one has come into my mind and has buoyed me. Now, truth be told, this story, maybe it's not true either, but it's definitely less egregious than Kamala's, because at least he didn't put himself into the precocious toddler role. It was happened to someone else. And also with all those call and response marches and all the mottos and sayings, I could see someone training, the girls, when you hear what do you want, everyone says freedom. And then she just repeated it or something. But Kamala's story is too cute by half. A Kamala story is too cute by half for me. But the other thing is the idea that she actually remembered being in a stroller. Because to be in a stroller, you've got to be like what, like 2 years old or something. Like how many people can remember stories with clarity from back then? You know, no child talks like that who's not a Looney Tunes cartoon. Yeah, she sounded like Elmer Fudd. Yeah, and she has all types of weird details too. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so it's funny. But someone said this. Someone said sound like Elmer Fudd. The writer was probably like, "That's what you want me to run with." Yeah, but that's another sign of like how the writing is, because nowadays when everyone writes for access, no one's gonna ask questions or challenge or kind of steer it a different way or explore it. They'll just print whatever, because I just feel like people now just write mostly for access and for um to make connections and to network. That's how they interviews. Yeah. So, oh, I can believe this. K hivers are crazy, and I haven't checked yet, but I'm sure there's a lot of K hivers going in and attacking anyone who claims that this story is not true or is questionable. So I haven't checked Andre Domise's mentions yet, but he got like 4,800 retweets, 1,500 quote tweets. I'm very sure. I'm very sure a lot of people are. I'm sure a lot of people are attacking him and whatever. So yeah, yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of people are going in. Whew. It's a. Somebody said she's the inspiration for the little girl in the legendary "I Have a Dweem" speech. Yeah, people are making up fake Kamala Harris stories as well. It's really the jokes are pretty good. Yeah, but I thought that was pretty hilarious. I don't know if any of y'all believe that Kamala Harris really said freedom, but I'm open to the theory if anybody wants to say it. But yeah, it's so infantilizing to its audience. But sadly, her audience is the kind of people that'll go for that. So Kamala Harris is like Forrest Gump, just appearing everywhere. Can't wait for her memoir. Her memoir is going to be great. She's probably going to have it full of stories like that. Yeah, but what was funny about it was how it somebody said the fact that y'all are assuming that Kamala just stole that story from MLK and not the other way around is pure misogyny. And that's obviously a joke, but that made me laugh. Maybe Kamala Harris was the little girl in that story, and Martin Luther King misremembered it. You never know. MLK died in '68. Kamala was born in '64. So yeah, I mean, it could have happened, and MLK just misremembered the details, but yeah, what he was seeing was Kamala Harris. That could have been what happened. I think I'm gonna feed that one to K Hive and let them go with that. I'm gonna give them that freebie. Yeah, but that's all that I wanted to talk about today. I thought that was pretty funny, and it's a short one. It's a short one today, but as usual, feel free to support the show. Feel free to check out the podcast if you like the live streams or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast, Podcast Addict, SoundCloud, just search for Champagne Sharks and you'll find the podcast. We have a lot of good episodes coming up. And of course, go to patreon.com/Champagne Sharks and check us out. Check us out there. And I'm gonna check in Hive Twitter to see if they're melting down and what stories they're using to defend this, because that's gonna be pretty funny. Now right wing media has picked it up, so that should be interesting. Now Daily Caller, Gateway Pundit, and all this stuff. Yeah, so here we go. Let's see what happens. This is gonna be a fun 4 years. I'll say that. And yeah, Kamala Skywalker. I love how Kamala's father. They mentioned the father elsewhere in the article. She was the girl in the story while also celebrating Kwanzaa. Yeah, there was a Kwanzaa story too. I don't know if we talked about that in the live stream or not, but she did try to claim that she was uh grew up celebrating Kwanzaa as well. Yeah, she's got a lot of stories. So yeah, thanks again as usual for joining me. It's a short one tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow. We got a bunch of episodes coming out that are recorded and just waiting to be released. So yeah, thanks everyone. Take care. Be good.